All right, this is Terry Howe coming to you live from Winona Bowl in Winona, Minnesota, the beautiful river city of Winona. And truly, if you haven't been down here, this is a great fun family one-tank visit, if that's what you'd call it. It's gorgeous down here. The proprietors here are Bill and Chris Bono, and wow, they've been here all day with us today. What a pleasant couple. What an enjoyable time to spend with them. They really care about the kids, so it's been a great day. Tyler Foley. Thank you. It is my birthday today, so thank you. All right, on the left-hand side, you have Zach Buckholtz. On the left-hand side, you have Zach Buckholtz, who's the number 2 seed today in Flight 1, bowling Andrew Dietrich, who's the number 3 seed bowling in Flight 1. And it looks like Zach chose to start. Our number 1 seed today in Flight 1 is Cody Larson, two-hander Cody Larson. Thank you. Unicorn Del Warren, thank you, thank you, thank you. What a beautiful day. We had such a full group today, and just a mixed bunch of talents, and it's a beautiful day in Minnesota. It's like 85 and sunny outside, and this whole group, large group, decided to come in and bowl this tournament. So I hope all of you take the time to head down to downtown Winona and down towards the river. La Crescent, just south of here, has some beautiful little antique shops. This is just a gorgeous, gorgeous place. And if you go up 61, north on 61, you go to Lake City, which is right on Lake Pepin, all the way up to Red Wing. If you want to go on just a wonderful family vacation, that's a great place to go. On the right-hand side is the adult division. You have Matt Beyer, who was the number 2 seed, taking on Brandon Brown, who was the number 3 seed. We have Matt Beyer, who usually, he was originally coming to this event with his daughter Carlene, just to kind of hang with her, and then we talked him into bowling, and he's been quite successful, actually. And again, we started the whole adult division for the kids that age out so that they could just continue bowling. But what we found is there are parents that come along to watch their kids that have a blast just hanging out and bowling with us, and they learn too. I had a parent last week say, you know, I'm going to come help you, Terry. I'm going to come bowl this tournament. I'm going to come and help the kids because you put so much into it. I want to come help you. And by the time he was done, he said, oh boy, these kids are smart and they schooled me. So I'm pretty excited about the kids here and how hard they work to be as good as they are. So really cool. Right there. Have you decided, are you going to a college or are you, what was that? So you have not committed yet? Okay. Because that's what I want to announce on here, that you haven't committed yet. On the left-hand side of the screen, again, this is your Flight 1 division, so they were the overall youth champions. We also have a Flight 2 and a Flight 3 today. They will be off to your right. On the right side of this screen is our adult division. Coaches that are watching this, these two guys that are on 9 and 10 right now, neither one is committed to a college, and they're both very talented. So coaches that are looking for kids, this is a great video to watch. And the number 1 bowler, the number 1 qualifier today, Cody Larson, also has not committed to a college. So if you're looking for names, go to info@usba.com. Or head to our usba.rock site and just hit the Ask a Question, and we will get you their information. On the adult side, you have Matt Beyer from Manawa, Wisconsin. And and Brandon Brown, who is a product of the youth tournaments in our area. Brandon Brown bowls out of Ham Lake, which is the northern side of the metro, here in Minnesota. I talk about how excited I am about the kids that work so hard year-round. Over the last 5 years, it's gotten really incredible to see the number of kids that are bowling year-round now in Minnesota. The United States Bowling Academy, we had our tournament today in Winona, but this is the first time that Josh Livingston and I have split up. Josh went to Fergus Falls and catering more to the North Dakota group and west side of Minnesota, the northwest side of Minnesota. So it's the first time we've been up to that region, that deep into that region. So we were split today and we doubled our numbers. So extremely exciting. We are covering the southwest part of our state and then the northwest part of our state. So our southwest side also covers Wisconsin and Iowa, and the northwest also covers North Dakota, Minnesota, and South Dakota. And I talk about how, you know, it's so fun for me to see these kids moving on to bigger and better, and for sure moving on to college. And I gave a speech a little bit earlier. We had a little bit of technical difficulty, so I jumped out and talked about how there's so many kids out there saying, I don't know where I want to go to college because I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. And what I want to get out as a message is you don't need to know what you want to be when you grow up. If you just get to school, and if you can get there with the assistance of a bowling program and the bowling family that you have within that bowling program, that's just a bonus. And you have 2 years of general eds that you have to take. Within those 2 years of general eds, you're going to figure out which classes you like and which majors you'd like. So don't stress out right now if you don't know what you want to be when you grow up. You can also transfer schools if you need to change majors. You know, there's a little bit of illegal tape transferring schools when you are an athlete. But, you know, ask us the questions. We'll help you with it. That's what we're here for. United States Bowling Academy, we do have a tournament series, but we're also here as educators, and that's our main goal, is to educate. So please, if you have any questions, ask away. And if it's a question for a coach, you know, we can certainly get to them too and get those questions asked and answered.
No.
And yes, it is my birthday. Thank you for the birthday wishes. And Brennan Howe, Riley Howe got to me with the birthday wish too. But Brennan Howe at 12:06 this morning, he wins. You win the competition. Thank you, Bean, for another happy birthday. Thank you, Del Warren, for a happy birthday. Thank you, Mr. Unicorn. Be scared, though. I found you a unicorn costume yesterday. Rachel Darlene, where are you? You should be down here. I know, you're in school. Thank you, Hannah, so much. I hope you guys are having a great time up in Fergus. Thank you for the birthday wishes. All right, on the left-hand side, Zach Burkholz came out really, really strong with the turkey. And then he's struggling a little bit here. His spare open split, so he's got 97 in the fifth. Really only about a 10-pin lead right now. Maybe not even a 10-pin lead because Andrew Dietrich does have a strike up in the sixth, and he's got 87 in the fifth. So it's a 10-pin lead right now, but we'll see what happens.
Forget about attack. Forget about it. One frame.
Okay. Lots of Toma kids too. Lacrosse, Winona, Toma. Zach Burkholz is from Toma. Andrew Dietrich is actually from New Prague, Minnesota. And again, coaches that are watching, neither one of these kids have a home yet collegiately, so if you're looking, let us know. On the right-hand adult side, Brandon Brown came out really, really strong also with the turkey, spare, strike, spare. So he's got 118 in the fifth. Matt Beyer, spare, open, strike, open, split, strike, 62 in the fifth. So we got about a 40-pin lead on the right-hand side. But Matt has got to strike out. Do not rule him out. I believe it was last week he put himself in the same predicament and got himself out. And either came close to winning or actually winning. I can't remember exactly. I'm old now. Another birthday. All right, we have a little turn over here. So Andrew Dietrich is now our leader on the flight one side, and the youth flight one side, and he's got a 12-pin lead. Brandon Brown leaving himself in a little bit of a washout dilemma. The pattern that was down is Wolf. This is about game 7 to 8 on Wolf. The kids were trying to do a good job of using rule of 31 today and trying to stay as far right as possible. And the older kids helping to teach the younger kids. And if everyone plays the shot the way it should be played, it makes it that much easier. So it was fun to watch today. We had our college, what I call role models here. They're the kids that help us when they come to the tournaments. They help talk to the kids. They help the kids. And our youth role models for the day were Mitchell Hook, Mitchell Harms, Jacob Dunham, Ben Polzine, and Zach Backlund. So thank you guys for hanging out with us today in bowling. I talked to you about how exciting it was to see these kids moving on to bigger and to better. We just got a text message from Briley Howe, who's bowling his first PBA regional in Liberal, Kansas. Yesterday he made the first cut. Today he made the second cut, and right out of the second cut into round robin, he had to bowl Mark Scroggins his first match out, and he beat Mark Scroggins. So he's got a really deep bunch of guys that he's going to have to bowl against here to make it up to that top 5. He's bowling Francois Lavoie, Cortez Schenk, Nathan Bohr, Mike Bailey, and I believe there's another person in there that I missed, but he's got a big grouping, but he's doing a really good job. So proud of him. On the right-hand side right now, ooh, Matt narrowed it down to a 30-pin. Brandon Brown is ahead by 30 pins now, so that was really quick. Not even 30, 25. That's why I said don't rule Matt out. He's going to come back. Brandon, 9 count. On the youth side, we have Zach Buchholz, 152 in the 9th, and Andrew Dietrich, potential 174 in the 9th. Zach Buchholz is graduating in 2018. He's got a 3.5 GPA. His average is about 195. He bowls at strike zone lanes in Toma. His high sanction game is a 300. He'd like to be an architect, and he coaches Special Olympics, so that's one of my favorites. Zach is also working on getting his level 1 USBC coaching. Nice shot. And then he'd like to go on to bronze. I absolutely love to see that. So many years of coaching, and my kids both coach with me. And the United States Bowling Academy is all about coaching, so I love to hear when these kids commit to getting these accolades at a young age. All right, and Andrew. Dietrich shuts the door on Zach Buchholz, but it was a good match. Zach can strike out for 182, and Andrew finished with a 188. On the right-hand side, Brandon Brown has a strike up in the 9th with a 164 in the 8th. Matt's got a 130 in the 8th, and now a 9 spare. And realistically, Brandon just needs a good mark here to beat Matt. But how fun this has been. I'm so excited that Matt has turned over from father watching in the crowd to fierce competitor. And the first time he bowled, he's like, gosh, I don't know, I'm nervous. And now he just looks like it's old hat. And if you bowl USBC, well, what they call the Open, the men's nationals, what a great place to be right now is bowling the flight tournament. We have a tournament pretty much every weekend somewhere, and they're always going to be on a 3-to-1 or less sport shot. And great practice for those blind shots that you see out at the Open, so you can start feeling your way around the lane. All right, Cody gets 2 balls on each lane here on the left side. Our number 1 flight leader today was Cody Larson. Brandon Brown just has to get a good mark. He's got to get good pinfall, and he wins his match. And Cody looks like he's gonna be on. $169, and Brandon Brown is the winner of the adult division semifinals. So Brandon will go ahead to take on he will be taking on Nick Wetzel. Nick Wetzel, I believe, also from lacrosse. Very unusual day in Minnesota yesterday. I went to the Renaissance Festival and it was about 90 degrees, 90, 95. Probably the heat index was even higher. And today it is a good solid 85 with probably a higher heat index. And you just don't see that in late September in Minnesota. It's usually 70s on a good day. And Cody taking his practice shots on the left-hand side. Thank you, Rachel Darlene. Thank you guys all for the birthday wishes. Thank you, Aaron Johnson. Thank you, Sandy Larson. All right, and Brandon Brown finishes up his match, and he will be taking on Nick Wetzel. Nick will be joining us here just shortly, and he will be taking his 2 practice shots on each lane. I love it. The reason we started the adult division was more for our kids that age out, because they didn't have anywhere to go. And we wanted to continue their excitement for the tournaments, so we have quite a few larger houses that we're in. And what we found is the adult parents actually like to be part of it also. So we have several parents that now bowl, and we have several kids that have aged out that now bowl, and the college kids down in our different areas are able to come compete, and it makes for a really fun group. Oh, we started right up. On the left-hand side, Cody chose to have Andrew start. On the right-hand side, Nick is taking his 2 practice balls on each lane. And Cody Larson on the left-hand side. Let me show you his accolades. I'll let him bowl first. You know, we asked for info sheets, and he's playing this shot absolutely perfect. Coaches again, Cody doesn't have a place yet. we asked for them to fill out these are combined bio sheets. Combined bio sheets, sorry. So if you attend the combine, you have to fill out a bio sheet. And this is what Cody's looks like. And check out the list of accolades and the list of things that he's done, coaches. And let's take it off the sheet and watch him strike again. Oh, that was close. Cody's highest sanctioned series is a 780, and he's now had 2 300s. And he is a 2018 graduate, 3.0 GPA. Works with Freed My Starving Children. He also works with American Sign Language, and he loves to golf and swim. Love the well-rounded kids. It's very weird having one of these tournaments without Bean and Briley here. Bob Prino called for more brackets, and I was ready to dig in my pocket to pay for them. And they're not here. Okay, on the right-hand side. Did he have his 2 and 2? I couldn't quite figure out what was going on in the adult division, but they have not started yet, so. Nice smooth stroker in Andrew Dietrich. So we got the definite one-hander against the definite two-hander. Nick Wetzel on the right-hand lane here in the adult division. Nick being a two-hander. Modified two-hander, maybe. Haven't watched him bowl today. Thank you, Kendra Lang. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Rico, Ethan Tepley. Thank you, Mark London. I'm not in Fergus. I'm in Winona, Mark. But our group, USBA group, is in. Josh Livingston is. We split our group this year, our group of volunteers, and half of them are up there, and half of them are down here in Winona. And actually, Josh has new helpers up there. Nikki Herzrud, Michael Harlow, and Michael Madow. All new volunteers to our group. Today we had volunteers, Bob Prino, Dulcie St. Hillier, of course, Kurt Balbach, and Tim Wangan. So very exciting. I love our volunteers. They do more for this sport. I mean, Josh and I couldn't pull this off if it wasn't for our volunteers. Or we probably could, but we'd be in long sleeve white jackets with little buckles on the end. The combine is not full yet. If you'd like to sign up, it is December 10th. It is getting quite bulked up though, so I would get on as soon as possible. I know I looked at it last week, and I think we had 50 some, and I think we're only taking 96, I believe. So I would definitely get your reservations in. Go to usba.rocks, hit the event tab, and look for the combine. Super simple. You can even pay right online. Thank you, Nolan. Thank you so much for the birthday wishes, everybody. All right, on the right-hand side, we have Brandon Brown against Nick Wetzel. Nick just 9 spared. On the left-hand side, we have the Youth Flight 1 division. Overall leader for today was Cody Larson. Cody started out with a strike, 9 spare, 9 spare. It was fun to see how many of the kids were playing the shot the way the rule of 31 would have you play the shot. And quite a few of them were playing it correctly. So there weren't very many that were playing super deep. And that's part of the United States Bowling Academy is, we offer this flight tournament so that we just want to build more tournament bowlers to the area. But it's also all about education. Educating the kids on how to get to school and how to be better bowlers and how to use bowling to to your favor. You know, how do you, like today I told our youth leaders, our college bowlers, they're always here to lend a helping hand to all these kids that are beginners in this area. And I said, if any of you want a letter of recommendation from me to use for any purpose, please let me know, and I will certainly write it for you. And those are the things that we try to teach the kids that are so important, along with, I know some coaches disagree with me that winning is everything, but I always say winning and losing happens in some random succession that we can't control. I mean, we can try to control to the best of our knowledge by additional, you know, practicing. But the network that we build through this sport is priceless. Absolutely priceless. I love my bowling family. Our bowling family. All right, Cody Larson on the left-hand side, the flight one, the overall leader for today, had a strike, 9 spare, 7 open. So he's 63 in the fourth. And if we get another strike out of Andrew, we're going to be really close. We're going to be 64 to 63. So it's going to be, for all intents and purposes, a tied match. On the right-hand side, Nick Wetzel started out with 8 spare strike. And looks like he pulled that one just a little bit for a 6 count. Cody Larson helping it a little bit. You know, that's why we do the filming, for one. This is another added level of tension to teach these kids. And they can hear me talking back here. Even though I'm talking quiet, they can hear me. The adults too. And, you know, what happens when they get to team trials, or they get to collegiate nationals, or even if they get to a live stream pair somewhere at a higher level, you know, do they freak out, or do they say, that's just Terry back there talking? That's what I want to teach them. Ooh, Cody gets away with one there. Can't beat lucky. My favorite phrase, can't beat lucky. Brandon Brown of the adult division, product of our system. He's been a longtime MJ bowler, longtime youth bowler, and he's one of the reasons that we have this, why we opened the adult division. He's got another place to go every weekend. And that's what we want. We want all these people to want to find another tournament every weekend and want to spend time with the family and have a good time and laugh and do what this has always been. Have fun with it. All right, Cody back on again. So many people don't understand that the true definition of sport is individuals coming together for the intent purpose of entertainment. Nowhere does it say anything about winning or losing in that definition. So somewhere along the way, winning and losing got too important, and you know, we need to get back to that family-like atmosphere of having fun with this sport again. So invite your friends. Many of the bowling centers now have 8 short 8-week leagues. I know in Faribault we're actually running a beer and wings league and a wine and women league, and we so graciously borrowed those from Don Carter Lanes in Rockford, Illinois. Love the summers, and I love that they share with us because they have the same passion we do, and that's the passion to fill these bowling centers all back up again and have fun. Alrighty. On the left-hand side, in the 5th frame, we have a 2-pin match. Andrew leaves a 5-pin. On the right-hand side, in the adult division, Nick Wetzel, who was our overall leader today for the adults, 8 spare strike, 6-1, and crosses over. So we had a little bit of crossing over. Some of that's probably from muscle. You know, a little bit of tension. They're in the championship matches. They're on live stream. I'm talking about them. I noticed both Cody and Nick tightened up their arms and crossed over a little bit, hung on a little bit longer, which is just absolutely a natural response. Fight or flight. natural response. When really, if they just relax and let it happen. There we go. I don't know that Cody, I'm not sure you were playing the twig there. I think you were playing the toothpick. But it works. But that's what I meant about kids that were playing the right part of the lane. Kids who were playing the right part of the lane today really, really excelled. That was a much better shot out of Nick, too. It got down the lane instead of across the lane. Cody has a little bit more room on the left-hand lane. All right, so Cody Larson with a 83 in the 5th, but he's got a turkey up. And we have Andrew Dietrich with a 81 in the 5th, open and spare. So we got a little bit of lead by Cody now. So it's time for Andrew to step it up. And it's funny to see how these guys have such different games. There is no wrong or right in this industry. Anyone can be successful at any level. Comes down to conscious practice. You know, so many kids say, oh, I practice. But if you go out and just throw the ball down the lane to get strikes, you're not really practicing. All you're doing is practicing to get bad habits. If you consciously practice on items, hitting targets, free swing, creating an angle, then your body will consciously start remembering good things instead of subconsciously collecting the negative. Little tip there from the United States Bowling Academy. All right, so Andrew Dietrich did not like that Cody had 3 in a row, and he decided he was going to put a couple. He's going to start a string, so can't rule anything out here on the Flight 1 Championships. On the right-hand side, we have the Adult Championship going on. We have Brandon Brown from Ham Lake. He bowls in Ham Lake, Minnesota, and Nick Wetzel, who is out of La Crosse. And that's what I love about coming. Ooh, Cody throws in a ham bone. And out on the toothpick again. He doesn't have to get to the toothpick on 9, but he's got to get to the toothpick on 10. That's what I love about coming to these extreme areas, like Josh and his group right now up in Fergus Falls, and me down here in the river town of Winona, which is about as far southeast as you can get in Minnesota. We're about as far apart as you could get, other than Josh maybe being in North Dakota. But we pick up, like today we had kids from Iowa, kids from Tomah, Wisconsin, La Crosse, Wisconsin, Minnesota kids, so it's fun. And they all just keep meeting new friends, and I make it their mission at the beginning of the tournament too, that they have to meet at least one more friend. And I went out on birthday celebration yesterday, and it's a prime example. We went to the Renaissance Festival with my girlfriends, and I met them through bowling 30 plus years ago. So that's why I always say it's the relationships that you build through this industry that last a lifetime. And we're winding down on the left-hand side. Cody throws a split, but he did have a pretty good lead. Oh, and he converts it. Woohoo! All right, Cody finishes with a 207. And that's last 6 spins that he got on that shot were all he needed. He is even if Andrew should strike out here, he cannot hit Cody's score of 207. So our overall Flight 1 leader and winner today, Cody Larson. Hello, Amy Donovan. Thank you for the happy birthday wish. And again, coaches that'll watch this as we go into post, all three of the kids that were in the adult division on the left side of your screen for this tournament, none of them have committed to a college. So if you're looking for information on it, please go to our USBA.rocks, United States Bowling Academy. USBA.rocks. And go ahead and ask a question. We also share these videos to our USBA Facebook page. So if you're looking for an older calculation or an older video, it'll be on there. So the overall champion on the youth side is Cody Larson, 207, to Andrew Dietrich, 178. Good job, guys. Let's move over to see how the adult division is going to finish here. I see Hunter Pommier over there on lane 13. Looks like he must be in the finals for flight 2. I haven't seen exactly how flight 2 and flight 3 have come out. And Nick Wetzel strikes. So Nick Wetzel has 121 in the 7th. Brandon Brown right now has 132 in the 7th. So 11-pin lead. With a spare up, Brandon Brown has a strike up. Not going to be done. Brandon needs a couple strikes here. Oh, 9 count gives him 151 in the 8th. Ooh, there's going to be an all-out tie in the 8th frame here if Nick strikes. Again, we're in the USBA is actually in Fergus Falls today with Josh Livingston as the crew up there. And then I'm in beautiful Winona, Minnesota, Rivertown, just north of La Crosse. This whole drive down Highway 61 from La Crescent all the way up to, I'm not even sure how far it goes, but I would assume to the metro, but all the way up along the river, up to Lake City, up along Pepin. Beautiful, and it's a beautiful day in Minnesota here today too, 85 and sunny. Very unusual for this late in September in Minnesota. And he comes back with a strike. Brandon with a potential 190 if he can carry 2 more. Ooh, this is going to be a close match. Very close match. Really depends on what next ball is and how Brandon finishes his 10th frame. All right, Brandon has potential 180. Nick.
Hey Terry, happy birthday. Forgot to say that before.
Thank you, Cooper. Oh, Brandon picks up his spare for a 180. All right, Nick still needs count here. He's got a 121 in the 7th with a double up. Getting crazy quiet in here. We don't normally put all of these flights together, but I think we'll do it more in the future because it makes it a little bit added stress to it, I think. And that's what we're all about. The shot today was the wolf pattern, and as the kids learned together today on it, but it wasn't, the scoring pace was not very high. Nick picks up the spare, and they are tied, I believe. Yep. Nick needs one pin now to win this match. One pin. This is the inevitable one pin. This is where a lefty does not want to play too close to the gutter. Oh, it looks like Jacob Dunham is bowling Hunter Palmier.
Did he just fall?
Yeah, he fouled.
Oh, no. All right. We've never had that before. We've had a tie before, but never a foul in the 10th. So let's set it up for a 9th and 10th frame roll-off. All right, guys, we're setting it up for a 9th and 10th frame roll-off. Higher seed gets to choose. Go first. Just give it 1 second, Brandon, while we get it set up. See, now that's crazy. I was just sitting here saying all he needs is one pin. I'm thinking a lefty, you know, oh boy, don't play too close to the gutter. He didn't. He played smart. He stayed on the inside, and then he fouled. How does that happen? That's kind of the JBT main event of Brennan Howe taking second, Bean Howe taking second at the JBT main event on the West Coast this year, taking second to Wesley Lowe after he stuck and fouled, and it was so cute. No, you can't say cute. Moms shouldn't say cute to boys. It was cool because Wes turned around to him and said, Bean, you should have won that. You had me the whole way. So it does happen, you know? Stranger things have happened. Brandon starts out with a 7 count. And takes 1.
Brandon. Come on.
I know arrow. Oh, it's doing it. I said, I'm doing it back here too.
Oh.
Arrow. Just bowl as you do.
He said he needs arrow.
Very good. There you go.
Kurt. I'm going to try to get Kurt to get us a little input on what happened on flights 2 and 3. Like I said, these videos will all be up on USBA.rocks. The United States Bowling Academy face page. Sorry. Too many things. I was just wondering if you could tell everyone what was happening, what happened down there on 2 and 3.
Somebody won, somebody lost.
Again.
Noah Wangan won flight number 3.
Noah Wangan won
over
flight 3.
Garrett LaPlante.
Ooh, over Garrett LaPlante.
And Jacob Dunham won flight number 2 over Hunter
Palmier.
Palmier.
Okay.
I am still recording the other side of this on my end over there.
And
everybody's listening to me over here and not over there.
well, you better go over there then.
Okay, are you gonna come over and say hi?
Sure, I will.
Okay.
Crazy people, crazy fun people we get to spend the weekend with. All right, so we had a .26 by Brandon Brown. Nick needs more than 26, and he strikes. It was way more fun last week when we had Aaron Johnson and Bean Howe and Ashley Salzman doing our live stream for flights 2 and 3, I believe. And Nick Wetzel is our champion for the adult division. Oh, wait a minute. That wasn't a strike, it was a 9? I thought it was a strike. Yep, and a 28. 19, 28. All right, pretty low scoring for how well those guys have done. All right, this is Terry Howe for the United States Bowling Academy, and that's Silly Corey Balbach. And we are live from Winona Bowl in Winona, Minnesota, and we are going to head out and enjoy some time over by the river and get some good family time this afternoon. So have a great day. I'm going to go celebrate my birthday, and you guys always think about the networking and build your friends and have a great time being part of this industry. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.